everyone, my name is Michelle Leachman. Some of you maybe saw me at Idea World this year introducing the ACE-supported research for the ultimate workout. That being said, I want to be able to take you through the different workouts that are the most effective targeting all major muscle groups. Now, these 10 different exercises, it's important to know that you don't have to do all of these exercises in one bout of exercise that you engage in for a day. You can intermix these throughout whatever fits within your program. That being said, this is also not a one-size-fits-all approach. So the way that I was able to teach it at Idea World involves not using any weights, but then there was other opportunities where we incorporated band work. We had kettlebell supported. Today I'm going to take you through the different exercises that do incorporate using a barbell, using some type of a seated platform, the use of kettlebells and dumbbells. So whatever access you have to equipment, utilize that, but know that you can mix something. If I use dumbbells, you can use kettlebells if that's what you have access to. So let's go ahead and get into it. First, we're going to be going through these 10 ACE research supported exercises. Again, I'm your host, Michelle Leachman, and we featured these at the Idea World Convention. We're going to start off with our repetitions. When we go through our repetitions, we want to be targeting anywhere between 8 and 15 repetitions. You don't want any more than about 30 seconds of rest in between each of these, as we treat it somewhat like a circuit drill, high intensity, keeping your heart rate up and your blood pumping. The first exercise we're going to go through today is known as your bent over row. Let's see what that looks like. Since we use them at Idea, I'm going to be using kettlebells. What you want to be focusing on is that you have a flat back, hips are nicely even with your feet, so your feet are about hip distance apart. You want to leverage your body down so that you have a nice flat back. Extend the arms where you have a slight bend, hinge forward at the hips, and you're going to make a rowing motion, bringing those kettlebells all the way up close towards the chest, in towards the trunk of your body, and all the way back down. Let's do a few. Good, focusing on your breathing. Inhale and exhale. Awesome. So that is the first exercise that we introduce. The next one that we're going to go through involves your bench press. If you don't have access to a bench press, I'll show different ways to modify, but let's go over what your bench press would look like. All right, for your barbell bench press, it is recommended to have a spotter. However, if you do not have a spotter when wanting to perform this exercise, modify by using a lighter weight. Know that you have limits. So we do recommend using a spotter, and if not, use a lighter weight. We're really wanting to focus on our form. So I have our bench press just used with some elevated steps, as that is what I have access to. Remember, you can modify it anytime. You want to come to a seated position. You want to have your feet planted on the ground without any obstruction. Slowly leverage your back down into your bench press. Head is slightly rested, and you want to bring that barbell down right to the nipple line. Elbows are out towards the sides of the chest. You have a slight bend in your back. A little bit of your L spine is not going to be touching on your bench. You're going to take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, leverage and push that bench press all the way up and come all the way down. Again, pressing all the way up. Hands are going to be curled around the knurling, all the way back down. Beautiful. All the way back up. And again, working through those repetitions as programmed. All right, We just went through the barbell bench press, but what if you don't have access to a bench or to a barbell? You can always modify those movement patterns. Maybe you have a couple cans at home, or you have access to dumbbells or kettlebells. You can also bring the arms up so that they are parallel with your shoulders, push all the way out and come back in. That is one variation. If you do have some type of a bench, you're going to have that same position where your feet are planted firmly on the ground. Leverage the body all the way down. And just as if you were holding onto a barbell, using the dumbbells, elbows are at the sides of your body, adjacent from your chest. Slight bend in your L spine. Press all the way up and down. All the way up. Great. The third exercise that we want to go through is our seated rear lateral raise. So you'll want to come to a comfortable seated position. I'm using the step riser today, but if you have a chair, that works great. If you have a bench, that also will suffice. Anything so that your body can be in a nice, comfortable, upright position. If you have access to some form of weights, maybe you have plates, kettlebells, dumbbells, go ahead and grab those. Your seated rear lateral raise. Your arms will come to the sides of your body, bringing all the way up and all the way down. Perfect. Trying to focus on any sides of your body that might be a little weaker than the others, bringing the arms up adjacent to your shoulders and all the way back down, working through those recommended number of repetitions. Let's take it now into our fourth exercise, our dumbbell shoulder press. You're welcome to grab dumbbells, kettlebells, whatever you have access to. I'm going to grab those dumbbells, bringing the elbows up, adjacent from our shoulders. Body is in control using that trunk as your foundation. Feet are about hip distance apart, slight bend in the knees. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale, pressing all the way up, coming down across from the shoulders, all the way up, back down. Good work. All the way up, coming back down. And again, working through those repetitions. For our next exercise, I want to take you through our triangle push-ups. Now, if you want to replace your triangle push-ups with tricep kickbacks, that has also been proven to be an excellent exercise to target the triceps. But for the purpose of some of the most effective researched exercises, I want to be able to show you the triangle push-up. You can always modify any of these at any time. To begin, you'll want to come down onto a mat, or at least to the ground, and you're going to bring your hands into exactly what it sounds like, a triangle. Position your hands down in that triangular position. You're going to come out into a plank position. We're familiar with push-ups. We know where we're going next. From here, you're going to leverage the body down and push all the way back up. Good work. All the way down. And again, coming all the way up. Focusing on a nice flat back. Try and show it from the side here. Again, having that triangle position created. Plank position, flat back, coming all the way down, pushing all the way back up. Again, coming down and pushing all the way back up. I guarantee you will feel this in your triceps. For our next exercise, we're going to be focusing on our concentration curls. Just as the title suggests, we're going to be concentrating on one specific point for our muscle to really get that maximum performance and pump. So you're going to want to have some type of seated position. Again, I'm going to be using the step riser. Hips are about shoulder distance apart. Start with your spine nice and erect in that neutral position, and take the weight on one side of the body. So one arm is going to be getting that work and then you'll switch to the other side. Bring that elbow down somewhere near the knee. So now you have a slight bend in the body, and you're going to focus on taking that weight nice and low, in control. We're not moving through this fast. Come all the way up. Good work, all the way back down. Slow, in control, focusing in on our bicep. After you've completed your repetitions, you'll switch sides so that both arms are equally benefiting. All right, for this next exercise, we're going to do our single arm, single leg Romanian deadlift. So go ahead and grab a weight. I'm going to use a kettlebell, as that is what I have access to. You'll position the body starting with your feet hip distance apart. The weight will be positioned in one arm. From here, we're going to use extreme balance, and the arm that comes down reaching towards the ground, that same sided leg will also rise. From here, I'm going to position my left leg in towards the center of my body and start with balance by leveraging that right arm down, slight bend in the leg, and all the way back up. Again, let's see it from the other side. Positioning my left leg in between, elevating my right leg up, and as that kettlebell comes down, the right leg lifts. All the way back up into a neutral position. Back down. That is your single arm, single leg into a squat. Most of us are familiar what a squat is, but we really want to be focusing on a nice erect spine, stacking the shoulders on top of the hips. From here, my feet are going to be slightly wider than hip distance apart. My toes slightly extended to the sides to avoid having any inward rotation. Keeping my shoulders stacked on top of my hips. For support, I'm going to bring my hands near my chest, and I'm going to slowly sit back as if I was sitting into a chair. Right now, if I were to come and press on your collarbone, you would risk falling backwards because of that imbalance. So you really want to be strong with that squat, coming down to a 90-degree angle and then pressing all the way back up. Inhale, exhale. Good work. Let's see it from the side as you continue to move through those patterns. Coming down, and all the way back up. Great work. Next up, we're going to be taking it down onto the ground for our quadruped hip extensions. I'm going to be using a mat to protect the knees. I would recommend doing so. You can use a towel, you can do whatever is comfortable. Come down onto all fours. I will show a modification. Coming down onto all fours, we're going to start with a nice flat back, lifting and extending the right leg, and extending it all the way forward, and coming back down. Again, right leg lifts, extends, comes all the way back down until you can make it one fluid motion. Let's see it from the other side. For our bicycle maneuver, we can also be using the mat as we are going to be down on the ground, as it is considered a floor exercise. This is one of the most impactful exercises, as research suggests, for our trunk. Let's go ahead and work on that foundation. I'm going to start by demonstrating from the side. Resting all the way down, protecting the head if needed. Feet will come to a 90-degree angle, and from here we're going to extend our left leg And as that extends, we're gonna turn and rotate through so that our right elbow follows that left leg. When those come back together, we will switch, extend the right leg, and the left elbow will follow. Focusing on that core all the way out. And there you have it. Based on ACE's research, these are the top 10 exercises. We recommend incorporating these exercises into your normal exercise routine at least 2 times a week, completing 1 full round of all of those exercises in order. And we recommend anywhere between 1 to 4 rounds if time permits. But to get through 1 full round, you're definitely gonna see some benefits. When we're introducing these exercises, definitely listen to your body. Don't push to the point of pain, but do push to a good challenge. To view our research on all of these different exercises, we encourage you to go back through this certified article. I had the awesome opportunity of debuting this workout for all of the members at Idea World 2023. These are exercises that absolutely make a difference, and they're timeless. So I encourage you to try these out in order using whatever equipment you have available. For more information, continue to view ACE's exercise library, and do not hesitate to reach out with further questions. Thank you, and let's get people moving.